So how do we get to that point? It's based on this notion of personas. Now, customer journeys, if you tried to map that for every single customer, you wouldn't, don't. It's probably the simple answer. It's impossible to do. So what we do is we map it for key personas. So what a persona is it's a fictional representation of your main types of buyer, your main target market. Most services have more than one target audience that they deal with. So what you can do, so Spotify did a heap of these. Spotify ended up coming up with only 5 personas. For the millions of people that stream, they identified 5 characters, if you like. So these are your audience, these are your character audiences that sort of summed up the main people that bought from them. And when you have this persona in mind, you can then map how they move through your service. It's just much more doable. It actually gets you to where you want, which is a map that shows not only what you do and the steps for the customer journey, but these emotional journeys too. So what it is it's a representation of your main target audience types. But what you do is you sort of bring them to life. You give them a name. A lot of the times they give them photos and images. And this is an example of one that Spotify used. So what you can see here is it's actually got a bio. It tells you a little bit about the person. Someone loves to listen to music whenever possible. It tells you her goals, needs, frustrations and behaviours specifically associated with music, with the industry, the service industry that they're talking about. Probably the biggest part, the takeaway, is like, I know that looks comprehensive, is if you write a bio and then identify what they call the pain points or the frustrations, that is probably the key parts out of it that will get you to where you need to know. So this is about that empathy. What are their pain points or frustrations? Because that's where you know you can deliver more value. That's the points where you know you can grow your business. That's the points when you can garner that sort of additional loyalty from your customers. But I just wanted to show you these, and if you actually Google personas, you'll see lots of examples of them come up. This is a sophisticated one because obviously Spotify is a big company, but when you go online, you might see rather simple, smaller versions of them. I'd say if you come up with personas, maybe 3 or 4 max as the most. I wouldn't be going any more than that. So you want to look at those main people that you're selling to. And even if you have 1 or 2 of them in mind as you start to put it together, to describe their outlook on life and what their frustrations are, so that you can design your service in a way that meets or overcomes what their needs are. This is just another one that they had by Spotify. It pretty much has the same information, just presented slightly differently. This one identifies personality attributes as well. What I wanted to point out with this one was the bit down the bottom where it's got music is a social experience. What they've actually written is the motto that that person lives by in terms of using that service. And that's probably the other key element I'd have. A bio, their motto, and their pain points, their frustrations. That's really all you really need to know about it.